doubting you were a real person. When popped the message, like to let you in, it's like make sure this person is
Uh-huh.
who I'm telling. Because they're not using a Google account, something like this. I'm like, fine, first time I've seen that message. Good morning, girl. How's your
Good
day?
morning. I'm fine, and you?
A little bit sleepy, but I will survive.
Friday sleep.
Yes, right? Like, just the right one. I saw you sent me your workbook pictures. Yes? Do you have
Yeah,
problems?
I send you the pictures from the homework.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't receive in Google Classroom the to upload this is in there already.
Let me check. Okay, where did I left it there? Oh, no, my bad. It was
Because
supposed to be here. Yeah.
yeah, because I always receive an email and I didn't.
My bad. Let me fix that for us.
Okay.
My God, we are already on May 27. Half of the year is gone.
Yeah.
I sent you the pages, but I totally forgot their numbers. Let me see.
Of the pages, it was
52, 53.
no. 51 and 52.
Here we are. Boom, right. You ready for our review today?
Yes.
Just open up our board.
Oh, before I forget, I I like to do the test presentially.
All right, okay,
I
yeah,
prefer I prefer than do online.
yes.
Online, I miss a lot of time just passing up and down the questions. So next week I will go presentially.
All right, perfect.
Now I received the homework. Um, I just didn't do number 7 1.
Yes, I saw what, like, let's
I
see.
I I I've read and I didn't understand a lot.
Okay, let's figure this out. Oh, okay, okay. So the idea now is that we need, now instead of putting the participle, we need to remove the participle.
Mm-hmm.
The participles from the relative clause, right? Like, so you see the first one, can you see the woman who's dressed in her hair? Like, we just put it here, right? So we're going to use our,
Yeah, but they don't use connectors.
yes, they don't.
People, because I read the second one and I can uh remove who, but when I remove who, I think input that people.
Okay, wow, it's possible. But the whole idea is that you need to rewrite, okay?
Yeah,
So we're not going to keep exactly the same structure,
yeah.
right? So a solution that you might get, it's like people often complain of loneliness
Living by themselves.
because they live by themselves.
Mm,
It's a solution. It's a way.
okay. Letters that are mailed
This one is a little bit easier than the last one.
next day.
No clue?
Uh, letters. No, letters that are mailed before 5 p.m. Letters should arrive next day because they were mailed before 5 p.m.
So wait, there is a more simple one.
Letters mailed.
There is mail before 5
Just
p.m.
remove.
Hmm?
Just remove.
Yes, because then we have the past participle.
Mm, okay.
Mm.
The train that is waiting on platform 5 is for Boston. The train waiting on platform 5 is for Boston.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm. Mm.
Firemen have rescued passengers who were trapped in the accident. Um, firemen.
Mm.
Mm, I can change the order.
Yes.
Passengers trapped in the accident were rescued by firemen.
Great. We will just need to change were rescued for have been rescued.
Passengers.
No, no, like, because it was like this, right? Then you said like passengers.
Mhm. Trapped in the accident
Trapped in the accident.
Mhm.
And then we said were rescued.
Mhm.
These were here. We need to change for have been.
Not were.
Yes, by firemen. Because what you're doing here, and actually was very good that you did it, like was great. You changed the sentence from active to passive voice,
Mhm.
right? And when we turn into passive, we need to keep be here in the same tense as we were doing here, right? So since here they have rescued, it was like present perfect, we need to keep the present perfect here. That's
Mm.
have been.
Okay.
Okay, but great job.
Same what? Same. We need to put in the same
The same tense,
tense.
right? When we convert from active to passive, right, we keep being the same tense we had before.
Okay. They live in a beautiful house that overlooks the Charles River. Oh, has no have been having have I have to remove that.
Mhm.
I live in a beautiful house overlooks the church.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know.
Which one? 7?
6.
Oh, no, 6, but your solution is okay. Just remove that.
Sounds strange.
Yes? Yeah, indeed. Right. Because like, so first let's go for overlooked. Whatever, what does it mean? Oh, right. So overlooks. Was for this idea to have a view over something. Yes, that's what we can deduce from, right? The from the sentence. If,
Uh-huh.
if you don't want to use overlooks, we can just remove that and put has a view of the Charles River.
In the same tense?
Yes, yes, because these need to be present.
Mm.
Right? If you wanted to adapt more, you could go for like their beautiful house has a view of the Charles River.
Hmm. Okay. It took workmen's days to clear up the litter that was dropped in the by the crowds. And it took workmen's days to clean up the litter. I think just remove that was.
Mhm. Perfect, yes. Right, just put this up. It took workmen days to clear up the litter dropped by the crowds.
Okay.
Perfect. So let's get down to business. Mhm. All right, beautiful. So we're gonna start by unit 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unit 5, we're talking about future forms. I have a key. Keith, sports.
I'm just gonna take my notebook.
It doesn't make a difference. Right? Over. How are you? How funny. Wait, sorry. What have I done now? That's what happens when you give new toys to the teacher. Just a pen. Turn off this stuff. Okay. Okay. All right, so we're in the future. Right. We saw multiple future forms in Unit 5 with like
Mm-hmm.
the most right? Like we've been going through, we already saw, yes, I guess it's one that we saw the most. And do you recall the difference between them? In one situation we use one, in one situation we use the other.
Will we use when we have the possibility, but not necessarily sure. Going to, we use more for predictions we have sure about it.
Mm. Hmm. Okay, almost, almost. What you could say is that we are using for predictions when they are based in opinions,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like in my opinion, this will happen. Like that's my opinion. Going through, we can also use for predictions, but instead of based in opinions here, they're based in facts,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not doesn't mean that going through is something certain to happen, right? But you have things that support this prediction.
Like what?
For example, like the way we treat the environment, we are going to destroy the planet,
Mm.
right? So there are facts based on like that we destroy forests, like the oh damn it, I hate to when I for the example of this. And we have problems like the greenhouse effect, global warming, right?
Uh-huh.
So I have facts to say that, like, okay, this is going to happen because of this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
No, and will. It's like actions based in my opinion. And today, like source voice in my head. That's it.
Okay.
Right. It's also going to we use for things that we plan or that we intend to do.
If you intend is not will.
No, if you have the intention, no, because you are because these two they work very similarly, right? Because if you intend to do something, you're already planning to do that.
Yeah, but I think that if we plan like for example, next week I'm going to the course to do my test.
All right.
And if I'm not sure, I think I will use in another way. Like I will go.
So we're here. We're back in this field. I will go. Oh, there's this possibility, right? Not necessarily have like the intention or I'm planning to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, another situation we use well is for immediate decisions,
Uh-huh.
right? You just talk about the test and then like, okay, yeah, so next week I will go to the course.
Mm-hmm.
Are we okay?
Okay.
For you, let me choose. And then continuing in future, we have the present for future. But what? Yeah, and let me use present. I'm using the continuous. Or even in the simple form. What do you have to tell about this too?
Uh, I will be doing.
Like, remember here we already go? Present. We're using present to talk about the future.
Mm,
Let me see. It's not visible. Um, hmm. What you tell me about this one?
I think first is a prediction.
The prediction?
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm. The other present simple sounds more something planned.
When?
Yeah.
All right, okay. So let's start by the present simple. Okay. Does the gym closes at noon every Saturday?
Does what?
Does the gym closes at noon?
No,
No.
at 2 o'clock.
Okay. Because what's the idea when we use the present simple for the future? We're talking about something that always happens, like it happens frequently, right? Like
Mm,
every Saturday it closes at 2. Next Saturday closes at 2.
okay.
Okay? Right? So that's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about the present continuous, what's the point? We have a constant. There's a constant, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to it when? This weekend. So the use here are future arrangements, right? When it's something that it's scheduled, right? That you have an arrangement or an agreement with someone, you can use the present continuous with this idea of future,
Okay.
right? While here, like present simple, when it gives the idea, like routine.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the last two future forms, right? That are perfect like default. Now we do that.
Uh,
What can you tell me about these two?
mm. Next Friday, this time, no, we'll be taking a test. By July, we'll have taken a test. You'll have to take- Mm. I think in future continuous, we talk about in a specific time. And in perfect, future perfect is something that will happen, but I think it is sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it is sure, and it will happen, but it has to happen something earlier. Like in this sentence, just after July, it will be done.
Just after it, like by August, for example.
No, during or after, but earlier don't.
So June, no.
No.
Mm,
It is not a specific time, a day, a week, but before something, it doesn't happen.
mm. Okay, so let me show you the two concepts here, right? First, let's talk about the continuous. Okay, and what does it mean, continuous in English, right? We're gonna use continuous every time we're describing something in progress. Okay?
Something still happen.
Yeah, something happening, right? That's why when we talk about continuous, we have the ing that it is the particle used to give this idea of progress. That's why, like, we have working, we have like studying, right, or playing.
Mm-hmm.
But these actions, they might be in progress at any moment, right? They might be in progress in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I was working. They might be in progress in the present.
Mm-hmm.
And they also might be in progress in the future, right? So when we tell that next Friday, this time, Mohana will be taking the test, it's because it means that in the future, in a week, right, at 9:57, Mohana will be taking her test.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the idea. That's why you set up this by the specific time. Yes, because we need the time frame where this is going to be happening. This will be happening. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. Another idea that you need to remember are about perfect tenses, right? Perfect tenses in English, they connect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens? We do have the things that happened in the past, right? And
Mm-hmm.
happening now, in the present.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about the present perfect, what is the idea? Are the things that happened here between the past and now. right?
Between the past and now, or in the past or now?
Yeah, because what's the idea? When we talk about the present perfect, the action might be anywhere here,
Okay.
right? Like we have traveled to Rio. Okay, like might be here, until today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the idea of the present perfect. Right? When we talk like about the past perfect, isn't it like this? It's past and past.
No.
No, past perfect. You didn't say past perfect. Come on. Yeah. No, you didn't. Didn't you?
The past of the past?
Yes. Like I had been, I had gone, had traveled.
And will be in future perfect.
Yeah, no, come. Yeah, we're here. And then when we talk about the future perfect, what we're connecting? Now with the future, right? So when something happening, it's between now and the time we're talking. So actually here, right, it's the opposite of your idea.
July is the future.
Yes, July is the moment in the future, right? And this here will happen before July. In any moment from today, from now, until July, you will take a test.
Mm.
Might be today, later, tomorrow, next week, might be June 30th. All right. But the point is that by July, this year will be complete. Okay, got it. Or no?
In process.
Hmm?
In process. Because I think I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking that sentence by July. No.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that just just after it will happen,
Oh no,
but it is the opposite.
it's the opposite. Right. So by July, this will be complete.
Hmm.
By the end of the year, I'll have joined the gym. I'm like gathering courage to do so.
Hmm. But we don't know that thing that will happen in this sentence is going to the gym. We don't know. We are not sure if it happened in our present now
Mhm.
or in the past. We just know that in the future it will be done.
Yes. So let's think today, right? Today is May 27th.
Mhm.
The end of the year, right, is December 31st. Okay.
Mhm.
So the idea is that at any moment here, I'll join the gym. And then we get to the end of the year, this will be complete,
Mm.
right? Like, might happen here, like on, you know, like June 2nd. Might happen here on July 10th. Here in September 7th. Or here, December 28th.
Okay.
The idea is that in some point between now and the time I set, like by the end of the year, I will do this, I will complete this action.
So it is not between past and perfect. It is between past and present. It is between present and future.
Yes, present and future. That's the future perfect,
Mm.
right? When we are between past and present, present perfect. Past and past, past perfect. Present and future, future perfect.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
And so now let's move on. Unit 6. Expressions of quantity. Oh, right. So, what can you tell me about expressions of quantity? Like, what's the difference between using a few and not much?
Um, Depends of the context. I
Mhm.
think a few, both are low quantity,
All right.
but a few sounds you have something, a little, but something, and um, not much or not many,
Not much.
and not much. I think that's the idea. You don't have enough. Doesn't matter how little you have, but you don't have enough.
Mm, okay. Interesting.
This is a part I always mistake.
Right, yeah, right. You're right. Both of them, they express that we have a small quantity, right?
Mhm.
Like, yeah, not much passive, a little bit more this idea of like, oh, that's not sufficient because we're already in the negative, right? We're already like passing the negative idea.
Mhm.
It's good. But then, what would be the difference from not many to not much? Remember that not all the words here make the cut, okay?
Uh-huh. Mm. Okay.
Mhm.
A few, I think we can enumerate, we can count,
All right.
and not much we cannot count.
Yes, exactly. Right? Both expressions, they have the same idea. The difference is exactly this, right? A few are things you can count, right? Here are things that we can't count,
Mhm.
right? Like if you remember what makes the cut, what we don't use here are jobs. But we don't use here is pollution, either violence here, furniture here, and ingredients here, and herbs here,
Okay.
right? Because that is the idea. According to it being something we can or can't count, we are going to use different expressions that they basically mean the same, but they like we match them with different nouns.
Mhm.
All right? Except this last part that you can use for both, for countable or uncountable.
Mhm. Okay.
Right? And do you remember how to differ countable and uncountable?
Just a minute.
Mhm.
Um, Countable is, how can I explain it? I I know, but explain is hard. Um, it depends. To know if it's countable or uncountable depends of what was said, because sometimes the thing is uncountable. But if you say that this thing is in another recipient or another box or bottle, it turns countable.
But even though, let me ask you something. When you do this, you are counting whatever you're putting into the recipient or counting the recipient?
I think you count the recipient. Like if there is the recipient, it's countable.
Okay. Yeah. Oh. Because what's the idea? Uncountable nouns. We need help. We need something to measure them in order for us to count it, right? Like, uh, let's say, like water, for example. We can't count water, can we?
No.
No. I actually said it the very time. Right? We can't. But the moment we put it like in a cup, I know that I do have a cup of water.
Mm-hmm.
So I use it something to measure it, right?
Yes.
Right. Therefore, if I add one more, I end up with 2 cups of water. Yeah, so that's it. That's the idea. If in order to count it, if I need help to measure, it's uncountable. While countable things, we can count them like directly. You know, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, and like some concepts like time and money are also uncountable. Because if we start to think, how do we count time? Hmm. How do we count time?
Time
Mhm.
depends. Hours, days, minutes.
So we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
That's how we measure. So time is uncountable. What we count are hours, days, minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The same idea of money. Money is uncountable. but we can count reais, dollars, euros, yens.
Mm-hmm.
Right, great. Great, so unit 6. Mhm. Okay, unit 7, modal and related verbs. We love this, right? Yes. Right where we started. What's the important here? And that we really need to get, it's this idea, it's to relate the modal verbs to the expressions.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So let's remind a little bit. Which one here we relate to can?
Relate to what? Can?
Yes.
Can manage.
Hmm?
Can be able.
Diego.
Can refuse.
Yes.
Can manage.
Hmm.
Mm.
And how about must?
Must be allowed. Must promise. Must have. Must have to.
How about should?
Should isn't a device. So I think if I were you,
Yes.
and why don't you?
Great. And how about ought to? Like the strangest one.
Ought to. No, I don't know.
Be bound to. odd. It's like something that you. It goes very similar to the idea of must, right? There's an obligation, but
Mm,
it's not necessarily because like you're forced pushed to do that. It's like your responsibility.
okay.
And how about might?
My had better be likely to. I don't know the meaning in this contest. It is not look like possible.
Yes, something likely, something possible to happen. Therefore, goes with the idea of might, right? Because remember, we use might to express possibility.
Hmm.
So, for example, if we say, I might go to the movies next weekend, I'm likely to go to the movies next weekend.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Hmm. And then we got to our relative clauses. Do you remember one situation we used them? Like who, what, whose, which, that.
That is to connect.
Mm-hmm.
Who is something related to a person?
Right, okay.
What is related to something?
Mm.
An object. Um, whose is related to someone, but two, I think, two sentences, like someone that done something or someone that have something, in which is the same idea to objects, like you relate uh, objects to another thing, like who is when you need to relate we use whose, and what when we relate we use which.
Interesting.
Adriano.
Hello.
Yes, you're looking right into it.
Hello. Nice to see you. I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Where you live? Where are you living today? What are you guys doing?
We're reviewing. We got a test.
The final?
No, the 528.
Okay. Exaggeration like this.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, what is this one?
All right. So things. So let's point out. That who what? Okay. When you get to who's, we talk about possession,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the idea of passive is the idea of right, and which goes back to that beautiful idea that we have options, that we have more than one of that kind, right? Like, um, Jesus, which wrong? We bought last week. Okay, so there are many books. Oh, this is the one we checked out last week.
Mm-hmm. But we can use two people too,
Yes. Yeah.
like like my mom has 3 children.
Mhm.
I'm the one which is more close to them, to her.
Okay, yes, it's possible. Right. And the situation, it was also possible to use who? Children. But yeah, you could put a witch there.
Mm. Oh my God, that's complicated.
But important is you got the idea, right? Because being like, okay, there were 3 children. Yes, I'm the one which is closest to her. And when you're talking about relative clauses, we have two kinds of relative clauses. Recall them about the defining and the non-defining clauses. Shush.
I don't
Do you remember about them?
know.
Oh, let's recall. Relative clauses, most part of time, we're going to use to add information, right? To
Mm-hmm.
something. Like, this
Yeah.
is the book. Okay, we're adding more information about what? And then we have the defining and non-defining, because that basically means this, right? The defining clauses, they are important. We can't remove them from the sentence,
Mm.
right? Or we lose like the idea, okay? They're helping me to define or to specify whatever I am talking about.
Okay.
The non-defining ones are the ones that we can live without. We can remove them and like makes no difference to the final meaning.
Okay. Can you give an example?
Okay, like this. My brother, who works in the field, travel to Fortaleza,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, because what am I talk? My brother traveled to Fortaleza. So do you agree that if we remove this out of the sentence, made no difference?
Mm-hmm.
So that means it is non-defining.
Okay.
Okay?
Just writing. Oh, uh, another day I was reading a book in English, and I noticed that always when I studied, my teachers always said that we cannot separate words in English in the end of the line, like you are writing a sentence and the line finished.
Mhm.
They always said to me, no, don't separate. Just put the word in another in the next line. And in the books they do it like here in Brazil.
Yes.
It, is there a rule for do this?
Like they usually they don't do because it's really like complicated to do so, to separate like syllables in English, because it doesn't work the same way as we do in Portuguese, right? Like in Portuguese, it's easier to apply the formula to do so. But in English, it's way more complicated, mainly because we go by the, like, to, in order to separate, we go more by the sound. So it's kind of tough, right? Especially because we do have some kind of long words, that words that they have a reasonable sounds, but that they actually have only one syllable.
Hmm.
Like if you take a look at words, how many syllables does it have? In your opinion?
Two.
One.
Oh my god.
So you can separate words. Do you
Oh,
get, do you get
but
why?
in the when you studied to be an English teacher, you had to study it.
Right. Mm, a little bit, right? But all in all, like it's not very used, mainly because of this. In English, we do have like a lot of words that they are only one syllable, that they have a reasonable size. So as a rule of thumb, like it's better not to separate,
Okay.
right? Because if you will avoid like a lot of stress while thinking
It's
about
easier.
how should we do it, like leave it there. Yeah, because not even natives like do,
Okay.
right?
Probably just uh writer correctors.
Yeah, and just if it's like really necessary to fit in the space,
Okay.
right? I must tell you that probably they will choose a smaller like size for their font to put everything in a line rather than separating it.
Okay.
And it's not very practical to do. All right. Oh, then we talked about particles. Yes, the like ing and the id ones.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Talking about, talking about get, right? Yes, that's probably there. Trust me,
Yeah.
get will be there, right? So let's
Get is something.
that we get to know. Yeah, get is like I totally forgot how to say it in English.
Get we use in a lot of situations.
Yes. It's,
Um,
it's a jack of all trades, does everything.
yeah.
Right? I'll take a look on these phrasal words made of get, right? Like, because um, mainly what happens is that when we talk about phrasal verbs, we have two kinds of phrasal verbs. We have literal and we have idiomatic phrasal verbs,
Mm-hmm.
right? Some of them, like the literal ones, they basically they keep the idea of verb.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got
Get
a
away.
book out of the library, so basically just like grab a book out of the library, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you get out of doing the dishes, not fair, right? So you always like find a way to not do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like get over the flu, so it's like to recover. Get over the death, like to overcome.
What date?
It's age 56.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, and this is nice. All right, okay. So, come on, so far, questions, doubts.
Oh, just study a lot.
Yeah, but a hint that I would give to you is to take a close look on this part here
Mm-hmm.
and mainly to put them in the past,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if you think about, for example, that you do have this situation, right? Like, however, if you needed to put it in the past, how would you do?
Mm, I might had call her.
Because look, mind is present. If you're going to past, you can't use mind.
Mm,
That's why
I should.
should is also present. Yeah, the only model in past is could. But code doesn't pass the idea that you're likely, pass the idea that you're able.
Yeah.
Uh, Remember, Danny, when we got to mind, you said that we had be likely to, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how is going in the past?
I was likely to call her.
Yes.
Oh my God. I think had better is easier.
Or like, if you were to put that one in past, like I must drive home.
I must drive home. I must you use in the past, I think.
If
I must have driven.
must, we also doesn't have past, right?
Mm.
So when we talked about must, what were the ones you separated, you highlighted?
Uh, manage, promise, and be able.
Must be. We
I was able.
didn't put have to on must.
Uh, yeah, but I had to drive home.
Yeah, like past of have.
Had.
I had to drive it home.
That's you.
Yeah, remember that when we do this kind of conversions, like most part of time, we're going to cut the modal verb,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the only one that has a past form is can. Can becomes could,
Mm-hmm.
right? All the others, they don't have a past form. So we're going to work with them. In the past form, we need to use
The expression.
the expressions, right? And even can and could we can do with be able to.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
We're here. So next week, you come here to present stuff and take your test.
Yes.
Nice. I forgot that I was off camera.
To take a picture or video?
No, I guess I took a picture. Take our print. So, Mohan, that's all for today, girl. Hope to have an awesome Friday, a great weekend.
Thank you for you too. Have a nice week. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.